What's up? I'm back. It's your girl Bonnie Blue and I'm back for another American Horror Story Coven episode. This is episode 2 review and let's just get right into it, shall we? This episode we find out that Misty Day's ass is not dead. Misty Day is in the swamp and she sees two poachers, which are men who kill alligators for money, and she sees that their alligator bodies are hanging in the trees like slaves. And she decides that this isn't right. This is wrong. This is all wrong. You are killing God's innocent creatures. And for what? Shoes? As one poacher pulls out a pistol on her, she wakes up one of the alligators and he bites his arm off. And then another alligator comes and gets the other guy that tries to run and bites his fucking head off. And that's the beginning of American Horror Story episode 2. Cordelia is trying to call all the girls down to have a meeting so we can discuss the rules and what exactly has to happen at the school for things to run smoothly. As we're doing this, Zoe and Madison are in their room. Zoe is looking at pictures of Kyle on the internet, and Madison feels as if the bitch needs to get over it. He's guilty by association for raping her, and he probably would have tried to get at her too. Zoe informs her that that's bullshit. He wasn't that type of guy and that she's wrong. But of course, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit right now as far as Madison is concerned. Cordelia goes to her mother's room and knocks on the door over and over again, knowing she's in there, but she doesn't come to the door. Fiona has Madame LaLaurie inside her room, wrapped up and taped up and everything, and she smells horrid from what I understand. They can smell the shit outside the door. Fiona tells her, look, I have to go handle something, but I'll be right back, and you better make it worth my while, bitch. What the hell are you scared for, Madame LaLaurie? All the shit that you done did to people. What you scared for? So then we get back to 2012, where Queenie is working at a fried chicken joint, and a customer comes up and does what a lot of people at Popeyes try to do all the time, and they go back and say, hey, you only gave me 4 pieces, I ordered 5. You only gave me 7 pieces, I ordered an 8 piece. And normally a person would just give them a wing, but no, Queenie knows her shit, and she knows that she packed that basket her damn self and knows that she put 8 pieces in there, and that this little fuck shit of a customer is just trying to get an extra piece of chicken out of her. So after he calls her a fat ass and asks for the manager, he also called her stupid, which was ridiculous since she got an A in calculus and math and everything else that she's ever done. So she had to mention that to him, of course. So after he called her a fat, stupid ass and asked for the manager, she tells him that she is the manager. And she sticks her arm inside of the fry grease, which is boiling hot. And she looks at the guy and his hand starts to boil from here up, bubbles, okay? Fries on deck. You wanted crispy chicken, nigga? Bite into your forearm. Like, that's what it was about. Of course, nobody could prove it because there were so many people in the restaurant. They all saw that she didn't throw the grease on him. But it did make the newspapers, and that's how Miss Cordelia found her. And that's where we return to the girls in present day. The police come and they are asking questions about the frat boys. Of course, they saw that being that Madison is a star, there's video of her being there. So they want to know exactly what happened. Now, I think that they have video of what happened. I think they have video of her being raped. But they didn't say it. All they did was mentioned that Zoe went to the hospital to see one of the patients, and after that he died the exact same way that the young man that she was dating back home died. So they put 2 and 2 together, and at first the girls were holding it together as Miss Cordelia sits as a stone and tries to, hold everything together, but she is doing a bad job. Cordelia, you're not supposed to run that school. I'm sorry. You are supposed to run that school as the level-minded person to your mom. I think that them running it together is the best thing for everybody. The only reason shit goes bad is because Zoe's little weak, scary ass starts to freak out. Oh my God, they deserved it, okay? They raped her, and she flicked it with her mind. We're all witches. Oh my God, please don't send me to jail. Oh my God. Fiona comes in. Cool, calm, and collected. And the detectives say, are you in charge? And she's like, I'm Fiona. I'm in charge wherever I go. And she spits into 2 cups of water and she hands it to the first detective, and he takes it and he drinks it. And the other detective is putting up a fight. A fight so hard in which his blood starts to come from his nose, and she tells him that I'm not even trying hard. It's been a stressful day and I don't want to turn your mind into pancake sauce. Drink the fucking water. Just drink the water. And of course, Cordelia is trying to stop her, but Fiona's like, shut the fuck up before I make a third cup. And he finally drinks it, and she tells them to give them all the information that they have on the girls and then never speak of it again. So she has fixed that problem. So she goes to the girls' room where she has sent them, and boop, both of them go flying up against the walls, and she says, I forgave the little massacre because I hung it up to the fact that you guys are young and stupid. But the fact that you are actually dumb enough that when the police come knocking, you start spreading like jam, really? Is that what we're going to do? Zoe is just worried about going to jail, and that's what all they worrying about. And Madison is worrying about what is this going to do for her career. And she tells them that even though Zoe is weak, she's still stronger than anyone human. So they better get their shit together. They still don't seem to understand that the only person that they need to fear is her, which I loved. Thank you, Jessica Lange. So Madison takes Zoe to the morgue. She takes Zoe to the morgue because she has the brilliant idea of paying her back for fucking old boy into a brain aneurysm. And she wants to create the perfect boyfriend for Zoe that will have Kyle's head and the best boy parts from all the other guys that died in that accident. Now, these guys are chopped up like liver out this bitch. Arms, chest, neck, everything is detached in bags. So they have to actually sew all the pieces together. At first, after they do the spell, they don't think it works. So of course Madison's crazy ass runs to her car. She goes to her car, and then she noticed that the coroner is pulling up, so she gets in her car and she jets off, leaving Zoe there. Zoe was supposed to just be getting her cell phone, but she goes to, I guess, kiss Kyle, and then the coroner comes in and she tries to hide, and the coroner finds her and it's like, what are you doing in here? And as soon as she starts to freak out, Kyle wakes his ass up and beats the coroner in the chest half damn to death until she stops him. They hurry off into the coroner's car, where we find Misty in the back seat. What the hell is Misty doing in the back seat? Well, after she scares the piss out of Zoe, she tells Zoe to go to her little cabin in the woods, which looks like a fucking treehouse. And I love a good treehouse, okay? So they go up there, and Kyle's all freaking out and you know, looking like, you know, y'all just sewed me back together. He's not all together right. And Misty is freakishly happy that she's found another witch. She says that I was in the trees, I was in the bayou, I was meditating in the grass, and then all of a sudden my heart started to beat really fast, and I felt something pulling me, and I just had to follow it. And once I got to you, I realized it was your magic, and I'm so happy to find out that there's another one like me. I mean, besides Stevie Nicks here. Because obviously, you know, Stevie Nicks is a witch. And I'm like, y'all, Stevie Nicks was on the soundtrack for Practical Magic. So I know Stevie Nicks is probably a witch. Do you always trust your first initial feeling? So back into the seriousness of it. She starts to put some of the mud from the swamp all over Kyle and says that she can heal Kyle. She can bring him back. And Zoe is like, well, of course, you have the power of resurgence, which is why you're standing right here, even though you were burned last week. So she says that she has to go, which kind of freaks Misty out because Misty doesn't want her to leave, obviously. A little crazy, a little lesbian crazy, if you ask me. But Zoe tells her she'll come back, especially because she's going to come back for Kyle. So Misty says that she'll fix him right up and everything will be A-okay. Cordelia and her husband are trying to get pregnant. And Cordelia is obviously having problems to try these different trials and tribulations and shit that they're trying to make her pregnant because she doesn't want to use her magic. And her husband feels as if, yes, other women have to do this because they don't have a choice, but you have magic. She informs him that it's dark magic. It's about life and death. And she does not want to go there yet. Because if she starts using magic for just her every whim, then she's just like her mother Fiona. She can't get pregnant. So they decide to go ahead and try the magical way. And the magical way is them lying in a circle of fire surrounded by snakes fucking with dark eyes. Of course, sharing blood and all. Am I the only one that feels like, so what are you going to have Satan's child out this bitch? Like, is the child going to be normal or is the child going to have darkness inside of them? Because I'd like to say, I don't think that's worth it. I mean, couldn't you have just talked to Fiona about it? But then that would be asking your mom for help. And who wants to do that when they hate their mom, right? Fiona brings Delphine some chicken assuming that she may be hungry after 180 years in the ground. And that's when we find out what really happened, since obviously the potion didn't kill her. She wakes up and Marie Laveau is outside of her house with a bunch of black people with, looking like they about to burn somebody. They look like a black lynch mob out this bitch. And I felt some type of pride by that. When she comes outside, she says, "You dumbass witch. You tried to poison me, but you failed." And she tells her, "If I wanted to poison you, you would be dead." For real though. So Delphine asks where's her family, since she had called out for them and she could not find them. And she says they've never left. And she looks up and then her 2 daughters and husband are hanging from the lines in the streets. She didn't take that too well. Don't for 1 minute think that they didn't suffer, because they did greatly. But their suffering will seem like a sweet slumber when I am done with you. That poison was not poison at all. It was immortality. My gift to you is life everlasting. All the things that you've done, I curse you with having to live with never knowing the taste of death, the sweet release of it, and to be haunted by the faces of your loved ones who have gone forever. Bring her! Put the bitch in a box, they tie her up, and they put her in the ground, and there she lived for 180 years. Fiona goes to Marie Laveau's hair salon, you guys. Marie Laveau has a hair salon in the 9th Ward. Now, obviously, that's not her in that tomb in St. Louis, which I never understood why they buried her in St. Louis, considering that she's a part of New Orleans history, but I guess it's because some of her family lived there or some shit like that. She asked all her people in her shop to leave after they put on some version of bounce music that I don't appreciate at all. Like, bitch, put on Big Frida. Don't put on whatever y'all was trying to play, like, whatever. All I know is I wanted to hear Big Frida, okay? I wanted to hear me a real bounce song that I know, like Set Fire to the Rain. I let it fall, and my heart. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, y'all ain't on that shit like that. Y'all need to look for that. Look for Adele, Set Fire to the Rain. It's a Big Frida bounce song. Goes hard in the motherfucking paint. So, of course, Marie Laveau already knows exactly who Fiona is, just like Fiona knows who Marie Laveau is. And it's obvious that Fiona wants to know, how is it that Marie Laveau has stayed so young all these years? Marie Laveau informs Fiona that she can smell the stink of witch on her. And of course, Fiona has to have an air about herself, like, oh, the little voodoo girl that came and graced us with her black magic. And Marie Laveau has to inform her that the voodoo girl that she speaks of was a black slave that was in their family in Salem. And this is where they learned their magic. It was a gift that she bestowed upon them, and they betrayed her. And the little voodoo girl had learned her magic from shamans, 2,000-year-old shamans back in Africa, because she came from a very great tribe before they made her a slave. Haven't you heard? Africa is the cradle of fucking civilization. Sorry, Dave Chappelle moments. We are more than dolls and chicken pots. Or haven't you heard? Everything you got from us. Now what do you want? What is your wish? And Fiona informs her that she wants whatever it is that she got that has made her look young forever like that, since obviously good black don't crack. So the hammer wants magic from the nail. Ain't that some shit? Huh. I wouldn't give you anything but a headache if you gave me a unicorn that shit $100 bills. Get out! And then Fiona sets some things on fire in the hair salon and tells her that they will keep in touch, even though she didn't like the hairstyle. After Laveau leaves her shop, she goes back to her own place where her man is chained to the floor. He is still a senator. So he had, is that what it's called? A centaur. So he has the horse head still on his body. He's still alive. And I'm like, bitch, wait, you never took that horse head off his head? Like, they just put it on there. You could have took it off. some magic shit, I'm sure, but she released him and told him that they have some work to do. So I'm very interested to see where that is going to go. Anne is back at the house, and she's just trying to chill and read, and she keeps hearing the thoughts of Delphine Lalaurie, who is riddled with struggling thoughts of her children and what her life has become. And Nan can't take the shit, so she searches the house for her. She finally finds her, unties her, and tells her that she thinks too loudly and to get out. And Queenie rolls up and is like, what is going on in here? As Lalaurie is getting up, she pushes past Queenie and tells her to move out the way, slave. And she said, who you calling a slave, bitch? And as she turns around to ask Nan what the hell is going on, Delphine grabs a candle holder and knocks her over the goddamn head. When Fiona finally finds Delphine, she's sitting in front of her house. They marked my house with some type of plaque. A house of horrors. I don't care what they say about me. I was a woman of my time. That's a crock of shit. You were an evil old bitch with a mean streak the size of your backside, which is probably big as fuck right now, okay? You deserve everything. Every minute you spent in that dirt, you deserve. If you done 10 things out of the thousands of things that I've read about you. And so it's very clear that Fiona thinks that Delphine Lalaurie is a fucked up person, but she's still going to use her as her advantage to find out whatever it is that Marie Laveau has that is keeping bitches young, because the vanity is so very, very, very real. And Delphine tells Fiona how she loved her daughter. She didn't care too much for her husband. She was going to kill him anyway, but she loved her daughters, even the ugly one. I mean, as soon as she came out of her belly, she was ashamed to her. She looked like a fucking hippo, but I loved her. I loved my girls. When I was down there in the ground, all I could see was hell. Time floats away, and all you got is your mind's eye. All I could see was the faces of my girls. That was hell. Are you a witch? Why? Because I was hoping that you could kill me. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna kill you, but not as of yet. If your ass run away again, though, I'm putting you back in the ground. That is a promise. So, obviously, we see where the show is going to be going this season. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed my review of American Horror Story, The Coven. Okay, so, yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.